Hi, my name is Magnolia Heaton. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, founder of Love is Healing LLC. Hopefully this video records better than the last because I'm trying not to mumble as much. Okay. Just some thoughts. I specialize in treating complex PTSD. And so does our whole agency, right? And I want to say that I do believe that we can cure complex PTSD. Get to a place where people are relatively stable. And then flashbacks come and you're like, oh, cool, that's a flashback. I got this. Breathing, oh, that made me a little bit sad. Okay, cool, I'm going to journal. Oh, okay, I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to talk to somebody about it. Okay. All right, now I'm fine. That kind of thing, right? Rather than it being so debilitating. And kind of stopping us in our tracks. I do believe that it's possible. What I say about complex PTSD is that it's like a knotted up ball of yarn. And we have to work on it by pulling it away from, by pulling all the pieces of yarn away. We have to work at it in a multifaceted way. But also think about it. It took however old you are to get to the point where you are seeking treatment, etc. Right? So that's years and years. Most of you, it's like at least 2 decades, maybe 3, maybe 4 decades. It's a long time. So trauma work does take a while. It does tend to take several years unless you've been working on yourself. But even then, it can still take a while because it's so much to uncover and there's so many things that come into complex PTSD. There's challenges in trusting other people, so it would be hard to trust a therapist, and then your attachment stuff would come up, and then you'd have to feel safe enough with your therapist to talk about it or let them in or anything like that, right? So it's very multifaceted, and then there's all the stuff that's going on with your body, and if you're not addressing it, if you're not taking care of it, if you're not eating right, if you're not exercising, that's going to impact your outcomes too. But if you're working on everything at the same time, I feel like you have more successful treatment outcomes. I'm not saying do it. I'm not saying you're bad if you don't do it. I'm just saying this is kind of the best way to do everything. Making sure that you're hydrated too, and eating, drinking clean water, all these things that you have. Hold on. I am that you have supportive people in your life, that you have safe spaces, that you have a sense of community, things like that. So, I mean, that's the gold standard. Not everybody has that, but I'm sure most of us have parts of that, right? Not consuming seeds, oils, not having gluten and things like that, your grains. Anyway, I was listening to this podcast and she said something that she said she had never heard anybody say, and this is something that I can say. So I just want to say it. If I can remember, I'm going to link a video down there about where I was in my life. But there was a time, 18 years ago, something like that. For a while, it's like a 6-year period where I had complex PTSD, and I would have met criteria, and I was chronically inflamed, and I had a lot of pain I had a lot of headaches all the time, and I had knee pain, and I was overweight, and I was in an abusive relationship, though I didn't realize it at the time. I was in a couple of them. Things like that, right? And I was really isolated from my family, or they were toxic relationships too. Anyways, things are radically different now. If you continue listening to me, I'll tell you that things are radically different, but I was severely depressed. I couldn't get out of bed to go to school or work sometimes, oftentimes. It was hard, right? And I felt like I was living in a vacuum. I didn't have anybody to have my back, so it was really hard. For me, spirituality too. For me, God is the only thing that got me through it, to be honest. It's the only place where I found solace. But, it's different for everyone else. I had my own rituals that I had. I feel like everyone has spiritual rituals that they can use to support themselves. Anyway, is there anything else? just, yeah. And now I would say I don't have anxiety. I don't have depression or anything like that. Do I get flashbacks sometimes? Yeah. Do I get triggered? Yeah. But then I manage it and it's fine because my overall baseline is pretty stable. It's pretty high. It takes a lot to knock me all the way down. So it's possible. If you didn't know, you know, it's possible to recover or be in recovery, active recovery, and be in a solid, stable, happy, peaceful, blissful, grateful, loving place after childhood trauma and neglect. If you want any more information, loveishealingllc.com. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at loveishealingllc. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe, support us so that we can keep doing this. Share it with people if you feel like if they need to hear it too. All right, thank you. Bye.